Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, it's old, but it's hard to run even now, and people love it, so let's test it. Alrighty, and there we go. So medium, native, no scaling, and yeah, it's probably just going to be fine. I'm going to actually turn it up in a minute. I just wanted to get a baseline of like, what's going to get us 60 with no scaling kind of thing. And that'll do it. Medium, native, no scaling just gives you 60. Well, above 60, but it's giving us a basis of 60. Okay, so that was 25 watts. Let's put it up to max watts here. The max watts gives you an extra 10. It does actually give you an extra 10 FPS or so. So yeah, it's going to run really well actually. Again, medium native. There's no scaling. It's all not turned up or anything, but it is also just native. So down to 25 now. So 25 watts, and we're at medium native, and it's still going to give us 65. So if you want to play on medium, you're probably going to be pretty good to go here. Yeah, and the lows are good. Again, it's an older game, but it's not. This game was like a GPU crusher back in the day. It always ran respectable. It was never that, you know, they made it run terrible or anything like that, and they just kind of. It was just a poorly optimized game or anything like that. So 20 watts. 20 watts is going to give you basically a 60. So I suspect you're probably going to be able to run this on pretty low watts here. Above 60. 15 watts still going to give you 45. Native, medium. There was a drop there. So 20 watts was, giving you your 60. And 15, as per usual, is the first big drop. It does do a little bit of a drop at 15 when you do heavy swings like that. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Let's come down. 10 watts. 10 watts. Oh, it's going to give us a 30 at 10 watts. It's not quite. Little below. Little below. Again, we're on medium though. We're not on low. Let's go. 15 was very playable. So let's try 13. I don't even know what that just did. So 13 watts. Massive performance bump. So 10 watts is garbage. Unplayable at 10 watts, but 13 watts is huge. I've been testing for a little while now, and I've been noticing that 10 watts on older games and simpler games, yeah, it runs, but it's no problem. But, games that are generally demanding, 10 watts is like, it starts to get a little suspect. But as soon as you go up to something like 13, it's like huge. This is 15 more FPS. So we're going to go, so we run high, sorry, we run medium, so we're going to go ultra. Leave that doesn't make a big difference. We'll go high, 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 high. Any inclusions probably doesn't make a big difference, but it's fine. So we'll go with like a high reflections. Are you going to even notice that? We'll go like this. Mirror, who cares? Water, medium. Volumetrics, quality, high. Particle quality, medium. Yeah, medium. Tessellation, medium. So just a very mixed bag. So just a very mixed bag here of like the lighting stuff I've essentially turned to medium. And all this other stuff is on high, and textures is on ultra. So it's a mixed bag. We'll give it a whirl. And we're back. And it made no difference to the performance somehow. It's still running incredibly well. Yeah, so it did actually make a difference. It dropped a few frames, but man, we went from like just straight medium across the board to ultra high in medium. The only thing we left on medium was the lighting. Are we going to actually just... The lows are lower, though, for sure. The lows are lower. It's a little lower, 6 or 7 frames, something like that. The lows are a little lower, but it does... I mean, I think it looks better. Maybe I'm crazy. But I think it looks visually and noticeably better. And we're getting above 60. So, yeah, it's going to run quite well. Just, play how you want. You can get by with even 13 on medium across the board. You can get by with even as low as 13 watts. Below that, it becomes very suspect. But this is running really well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. This is looking great, running great. I think it looks like quite nice. that horse scarred? Or is that mud? It'd best be mud. Or I'm going to come in here and just... Is that your horse? Is that your horse? Or is that your horse? Huh? Whose horse is that? Are those wounds on that horse? That's your horse, isn't it? Punk ass. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Why is it so hard to say? Yeah, this game was not running great at launch. It was running okay on AMD, but not on Intel or NVIDIA. It was running bad on both, to be honest. I still think that it's not running as well on Intel or NVIDIA. It's like, this is like an AMD tech demo. Like the 9070 XT was beating a 5080. And we're in. Okay, so that's a big jump in performance. Holy smokes. Handheld low almost doubled our FPS. Wow, okay. It wasn't running this well before, so they have done something. I'd still say that it's not running as well as it runs on Intel. Excuse me, as AMD. But it is running way better. So, yeah, that's nice to see. Okay. Let's see where we're at here for settings, though. So we're at handheld low, which is like the lowest it can go, really, to be honest. So not that impressive in terms of settings. We are at 1200p. We do have dynamic resolution off. We do have FSR apparently not balanced. Let's try it off. So we'll go native. Frame gen off. Okay, so I think it's going to be very playable. It's not going to run as well as AMD, but it's going to be playable. So this is low but native. It does look a lot better without scaling. It looks really good, actually. So low without scaling. And I suspect like a 35 kind of drop down up to 40, 45. Again, it would run better on AMD hardware. It's just the way the game is. But it's not that it's unplayable. Some games, you know, when they run better on AMD or Intel or NVIDIA, the competition, they become like unplayable type bad. This case, it just runs incredibly well on AMD hardware. Whereas on Intel and NVIDIA both, it's running like all right, I guess. I mean, it's not bad, I guess. Low. It is kind of bad, actually, to be honest. It is kind of bad. But it's not like atrocious, right? It's not atrocious. So we can turn on some scaling now. So we can go XeSS. We can go XeSS. I mean, we can easily get by with balanced, to be honest. With that, it's weird that it's like that. No frame gen. So we're just going to go XeSS balanced on handheld low, and we will get very good performance. So a little bit of scaling. We're not on performance scaling. We're on balanced scaling. Just a little bit. I mean, it's a moderate amount. Like, sorry, just a moderate amount of scaling. And gigantic jump in performance. We're well above 60. We are on handheld low, but it's fine. No frame gen, right? No frame gen yet. Just running reasonable. Again, I'm not the frame gen guy, but people ask me all the time to do it. Here we do have multi-frame gen. We have access to 4 times frame gen. I do not know if it's going to make a big difference, but let's see. It made a massive difference. Wow, okay. So and I don't think a lot of people would be against this. We have a base frame rate of 60, right? We have a base frame rate of 60. So our base frame rate is acceptable. Very acceptable. It's like what people shoot for. Once you have a base frame rate of 60, then if you throw on frame gen, it's not going to feel like a laggy mess. And this feels good, and it looks, I mean, obviously 165 looks smoother than 60, obviously. It's actually looking pretty good. Let's turn it up, though. Let's turn it up. So what I'm going to do here, because it's very low, I don't like to play things at like crap low settings. So let's come back here. Okay, so we're back. Now, again, handheld high now. No frame gen, but we do have scaling. So balanced XeSS, handheld high, no frame gen. And it's still going to give us close to 60, which means, you know me, if you can get me to 45 is like where I will be like, all right, we can try frame gen. But if you can get me to like 55 or 60, I'm fine with frame gen. right? And you can see here we're sitting around that. The lows are not the best in the world, but... Now the weird thing is, I don't know if it's just me or what it is, but I have NVIDIA GPUs, I have Intel GPUs, and I have AMD GPUs. I personally find that AMD Framegen is good. Intel Framegen feels way better than NVIDIA Framegen. I don't know what it is, but NVIDIA Framegen, like 2 times is okay. When you put on 4 times Framegen, multi-Framegen with NVIDIA, I personally find that the lows stay way down, and it just becomes really unplayable in like every game. Whereas Intel, when I use multi-Framegen, assuming that the base frame rate is okay, it feels fine. And I don't know enough about Framegen tech between Intel and NVIDIA, but I swear to you, and I am not just talking smack, because I have NVIDIA laptop, I have an NVIDIA GPU on my desktop, I also have AMD and Intel, of course, too, but I swear that Intel Framegen feels better than the other two. I swear it to you right now. And I don't know why, it just, maybe they just have good Framegen, I don't know. I like XeSS more than FSR 3.1, obviously, it's better tech. FSR 4 is pretty good, obviously. And DLSS looks fantastic, obviously. Like, there's no debate on that. But the Framegen, I don't know, man. It just feels better on Intel. This is a subjective comment. Like, I noticed that the lows are better as well. It has less drops. I give you that as an objective comment. But my subjective feeling is that Framegen feels better on Intel. And I don't know why. I can't explain it. It just does. I'm more likely to use Framegen when I have an Intel handheld. I never use Framegen on NVIDIA. Never. Never, never, never. AMD, I will use it sometimes. But on Intel, I actually don't have a problem using it. Anyways, that's a ramble. Someone in the comments tell me why Intel Framegen feels better to me. I don't know. So, OLED will be nice on a screen like this, or on a game like this, because you do have a lot of dark areas. So 35 watts was basically the same as 30. Come here. About 4 or 5 FPS drop. 20. 20 is getting us about 45. 40 to 45. Again, we are also at ultra. 15 watts. I probably wouldn't play like this, to be honest. It doesn't feel as smooth. 20 is a pretty significant improvement in like smoothness and how it feels. Yeah. Let's go back up again, like so. So it's turned up again. We do have scaling, of course, but it is on ultra. We'll turn it down in a moment too, if you're just going for like peak performance kind of thing. But let's come in here. Again, we're at ultra, so now what we're going to come over here is going to go ray tracing. There's also ray trace ultra, but it's funny because like there's a Steam Deck setting, which as far as I remember is like super low. We've just like bypassed that. These handhelds are so powerful now. So it's basically the game is on, now it has ray tracing on, but I do have performance scaling. Yeah, it's not great. So ray tracing might be, I mean, it's ray tracing. Now this chip is very capable of ray tracing. It's just too much of a demand in general with the ray tracing. That being said, it is running at 40. Let's just throw it to high. So just straight up high, and we can turn the scaling back down to maybe balanced. Go for like a higher FPS. That's really high actually. So that's high preset with scaling still. And now we're actually at a pretty high FPS. And this is actually probably how I would play, high or ultra, but probably even just high, and leave the scaling on it. You'll just get way more fluid gameplay when you're in combat, especially. It's not exactly a first-person shooter type competitive title, but the combat is, I don't like the combat in this game, but you do have to be relatively quick. So it's just medium now, so we're going all the way down to just medium, and we'll go native. I just want to see if we can get like a 60-ish experience without scaling. So this is medium no scaling, and that's actually not bad. It's not giving you 60, it's giving you 45, but it's medium native. Personally, I mean, the scaling makes such a huge difference. Do a little run around though. And then we'll throw on maybe just like the lightest scaling, just quality. Just to give it a little bump. I still think that like the best way to play is high with balance scaling. It looked good and it was running really well. Quality. So this is like actually the lightest amount of scaling on medium. So you're really not going to be able to tell the scaling's on. And if you can, you're being obnoxious. Yeah, this is also really well. I would personally turn it up like to high and then throw on balance scaling, especially with XCSS. But you could certainly go this route. This is running quite well. So